Thank you, Steph. A busy night at the Rhode Island State House where a flurry of bills have passed this evening.
The big talkers, though, include a couple of Rhode Island staples. Eyewitness News reporter Eric Halperin is at the State House in Providence tonight with the new details.
Another late night at the State House as lawmakers in both the House and Senate go through dozens of bills as the end of the legislative session is just about 2 days away. Included the budget making its way through the Senate, a bill that would rename TF Green Airport, and more PawSox news. As night falls on the State House as the end of the session inches closer and closer, a nearly $9.6 billion state budget is now on its way to Governor Raimondo's desk after passing through the Senate 34-2. She's expected to sign it later this week. Also happening tonight, and at times heated debate in the House over a bill that would rename TF Green Airport to Rhode Island International Airport. It passed 55-17. Proponents say a new name would draw in more travelers and boost the economy.
They need it as another tool in the toolkit to attract and continue to grow green and make it even a better success that it is.
But those against it, like Rep. Charlene Lima, argue the former governor and U.S. Senator made too much of an impact to have his name removed from the airports.
He did so much great for this state, and I saw no reason why we couldn't keep his name as part of the airport name.
Lima says she wants the airport's name to be Rhode Island TF Green International Airport.
The airport had shown data, and their proven data suggested that it was better. It was too long, and it wouldn't have accomplished what they wanted to.
The bill's lead sponsor, House Majority Leader Rep. Joseph Shekarchi, says under the bill, the interlink would be named for green. In a statement, the Airport Corporation spokesperson said they are pleased with the vote, that it's an important piece of legislation to move the airport forward and create greater passenger growth, which will in turn help drive the state's economy. The airport's renaming bill's fate in the Senate is still up in the air. And we also just learned from House Speaker Mattiello's spokesperson tonight that the revised PawSox bill will be voted on by the House Finance Committee tomorrow. That likely means the new stadium plan will pass the House. In Providence, I'm Eric Halperin, Eyewitness News.